AFTV, Robbie here. Time to get into the player ratings. The result, of course, Crystal Palace 3, Arsenal 0. I didn't see that coming. Emphatic victory for Crystal Palace. And you've got to say, it was well deserved. Patrick Vieira done a number on us. He done his homework. They were all over us. They were right on the front foot. What we've been doing to teams, actually. You know, they stifled us in that first half and forced us into mistake after mistake after mistake. We rallied a bit in the second half, and if we had been a bit more clinical, we could really have got it back. We could have got it back to 2-2, and who knows what could have happened. But shocker. Absolutely shocking performance by Arsenal. There were some of the guys who described it as the worst performance of the season so far. I think it's up there with the Everton one. It was really, really poor. You can tell because we reacted in the second half. Yes, Palace did drop back a bit because they were 2-0 up, and they would obviously been wary of the time when they came to the Emirates and should have won that game. But just not good enough for Arsenal. So let's go through the player ratings. Ramsdale in goal. Didn't really, you know, that's the thing. He didn't have a lot to do, apart from pick the ball out of the penalty and Mateta's goal. He had no chance with any of them. It was a little bit shaky sometimes, you know, just with sort of passing the ball around at the back. But really, I can't really fault him for anything tonight. He wasn't the worst player on the pitch. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. The back four, however, don't think they're going to score quite high. I'll go with Cedric first. I didn't think he was that bad. He was up against the really difficult to handle Zaha, and for most of the game, he coped with it quite well. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. On the other side, Nuno Tavares, what can I say? He had an absolute nightmare. I kind of feel sorry for him. You know what I mean? You've not played at all, apart from that game when he played against Nottingham Forest and he got hauled off. I think he had another substitute appearance, but he's not really played a lot. Then you come into a real cauldron of a game like that against Crystal Palace, and he just looked, you know, was it a rabbit in the headlights? He was at fault, you know, a lot, not just him, but he was at fault for one of the goals. He was just not at it, and he got substituted at half-time, and a really poor performance by Nuno Tavares. I'm not going to go too hard on him, because as I said, he's hardly played, and when he did come in earlier on in the season, he did well. We're going to need him to step up, because looks like Tierney's going to be out for a while, but it's worrying. 3 out of 10 for Nuno Tavares. Ben White today, again, he had a poor performance, booed roundly every time he touched the ball by the Crystal Palace fans who remember him playing for Brighton, their arch rivals. And I don't know, he just didn't play well today. He gave away a really stupid free kick for the first goal. And again, very poor today. And this is a guy that's been so good, so uncharacteristic tonight. 3 out of 10 for him. And then the other one, Gabriel. Again, a guy that's been a rock for us this season. Poor again today. The second goal, what is he doing? Misses the ball completely. Ayew gets the run on Tavares and he's in. And again, a shocking performance by him. 3 out of 10. The whole defence was awful today. Moving into the midfield, Thomas Partey. Now, I know he's been away with the African Cup of Nations, and he's had 2 really tough games, back-to-back against Nigeria. He scored the winner that, you know, took Ghana through to the World Cup final. But did that take a lot out of him? 2 tough games. Maybe if you got a team that's got a really good squad, you can leave him out for a game like this and say, come back in on Saturday. But we just can't afford to do that. And he was so poor today. I don't think he completed a pass. I mean, everything he hit was under hit, over hit. Poor, it's really bad. And he's one of my favourite players over the past couple of months. But he was poor. And then to make it worse, limped off with an injury as well. Thomas Partey today, 3 out of 10 as well. Really, really poor. Granit Xhaka wasn't too bad. Moved over to the left-hand side. Did okay there. You know, listen, he's not a left back, but he tried his best. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Martin Odegaard today again. Another player that was, again, really poor. A player that's been so good. Shocking today. He's not learned from that penalty that he gave away against Manchester United, because he's literally done the same thing again today with Zaha. Giving away a stupid penalty at 2-0, you're in the game still. 3-0, curtains. And it was an unnecessary foul by him. Plus, as well, his passing weren't great. He had a big chance to score. He didn't take it. Just not a good day for him. I'm just hoping it was a bad day at the office. 3 out of 10 for him as well. Really poor by Martin Odegaard. Saka tonight, very quiet. I think he should have, could possibly have had a penalty in the game. He was the threat. But a quiet game for him, a quiet night for him. Needed better ball to him. Didn't get into him. 5 out of 10. And Smith Rowe today, gosh, I'm dishing out the threes tonight. It's another free. Poor again. He had 2 great chances in the second half. I don't want to go too harsh on him, because these guys have been carrying us this season. They've been brilliant. But tonight, even he, if he's assessing himself, will say, I was not up to standard. I was poor. I have to give him a 3 out of 10. 2 easy chances. They could have got us back into the game. Gilt-edged chances, especially one of them. 3 out of 10 for Emile Smith-Rowe. Lacazette, welcome to the free club, because you're getting a free too. Again, totally ineffective today. It just doesn't look like he's going to score a goal, does he? I mean, there was a couple of balls that were whipped into him. All right, they're not really chances, but even his headers just sort of flying up in the end. Just nothing today. Nothing. Absolutely nothing from Lacazette. And 3 out of 10 for him. Really, really poor. Martinelli came on. He tried to be, he was lively. He tried, but ultimately the game was already lost. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Eddie Nketiah, I thought when he came on, he was really lively. He hit the bar. He was trying to make things happen. Full credit to him. I'm actually going to make him my man of the match, if you can indeed have a man of the match, just for the pure effort and a bit more quality that he showed more than the other players. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. And Sambi Lokonga came on again. The game was dead by the time he came on, but I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10 as well. The manager today, Mikel Arteta, listen, I find it really hard to really mark him down, because, how can you blame him when the team's put in such a poor performance? Had to play Tavares. Tavares has been poor. Partey, all these, he hasn't had that from these players over the past, couple of months. He got it wrong. He tried to do different things. Maybe he should have started Martinelli at the start of the game. Maybe that's his big mistake. But I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. And the fans tonight, I think the fans there, they stayed behind the team. The fans have been seeing that this team have been putting in good performances for a while now. And the fans will look at this and they'll be upset at the poor performance, but they will understand that this is football and you can have poor performances. But what the players have got to do now is, come Saturday, they have to bounce back and they've got to put a performance in. And I think they will. But the fans tonight, I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10. And yeah, just generally all round, it's really, really, really disappointing. A bad day at the office. Actually, not a bad day at the office. An absolutely horrendous day at the office. But there's still a chance to bounce back. Got to bounce back at Brighton. Then Southampton. We've got Chelsea away. We've got all these big games. West Ham away. They're big, tough games. Tottenham. But if you're going to get into the top 4, these are games you've got to win. Got to go and put in performances. If our ambitions going forward into the future is to challenge for leagues, you see what the league is this year. You've got 2 teams going for it. Nobody can afford to slip up. Nobody can. You've got to put it in, week out, and be consistent. So if our aspirations is to get to that level, first of all, we've got to pass this test. Can we, from now till the end of the season, against adversity, there's a few injuries now, can we keep that level of consistency that can get us into those Champions League places and in the top 4? If we can do that, this team would have come a long way. But can we? We're going to find out. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.